Welcome to Bad Barry's Bar. You know, I'm Bad Barry and this is my bar. Come in, you're most welcome. A couple of stories I wanted to tell you today. And this concerns a fellow, and he decided that he would go to confessional. So he went into the church. You see, he went to the confessional and he's sitting in there and he's going through the things he'd done. He's looking for forgiveness and so on. And then he starts to get a little bit intimate, and the preacher said, well, you can tell me anything, my son, I'm here to help you. And the guy said, well, preacher, he said, I was with a married woman yesterday, he said, and we got to bed together, he said, and we almost made love. He said, it was very close. He said, we didn't actually do it. He said, do I really need to confess that? And the preacher said, well, that was really wrong. You shouldn't have been with her, and to be in bed with her like that. And the guy said, but I just put it close to her. He said, I didn't actually put it in. And the preacher said, well, that's still very, very wrong, he said, and you're going to have to do penance for that, he said, and put $50 into the poor box when you go out. So out the guy went, went down the aisle, and the priest was looking through the little window in his cubicle there. And this guy goes up to the poor box and he gets $50 out, and he just rubs it by the box, you see, and puts the money back in his pocket. And he's about to go on, and the preacher called out, he said, hey, he said, you're supposed to put $50 in the box. And the guy said, well, preacher, you said to me putting it next to it is just the same as doing it. So I just did it. I just put it next to it. I tell you, there's one born every day. Well, this is going back in the days of Jesus out in Palestine there. And one day Jesus is going along on his little donkey there, and he comes to a village and there's nobody about. So he's just plodding along very slowly, and as he goes through the main street of the village, he could hear this shouting. And as he goes along on his little mule there, little donkey, this shouting gets louder and louder, and eventually, just on the outskirts of the village, there's a huge crowd of people. And he walks up, and when he looks, there's a wall, and there's a young lady stood against the wall, and all these people are shouting at her, you see. So Jesus makes his way through the crowd to the girl, and he stands there and he says to everybody, what is all this shouting about? And they said, this girl has committed adultery and she's going to be stoned to death. And Jesus said, let him who hath never sinned throw the first stone. With that, a rock came flying through the air, whacked right by this girl's head. And Jesus looked around and he said, mother, you do annoy me sometimes. See, I'm never going to get up there, am I? There's no doubt about it. Okay, well, that's it for tonight, folks. I've sinned enough. Now I must go home and make atonement. Well, thanks for watching. Good to see you all. Stay safe. Hope to see you soon again. Bye-bye.